Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to this channel, please do so. I want you to ring that notification bell. That way, when I drop a video, you'll be notified. What I want you guys to do is I want you to go in the description of this video, and if you get a chance to download my book, it's called Credit Anatomy. It's going to help you with the foundation of building credit. I think about credit a little bit different than a lot of people, because most people that are talking about credit don't talk about building credit as much as I do. In this video, what I want to talk to you guys about is New Coast Direct, Hutton, Chase, OxPublishing, MyJewelers. I just want to give you my thoughts on all these different things, including authorized user accounts. Okay, so this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to come down the road and I'm going to ramble a little bit, so I apologize. But I want to give you guys my thoughts, because I get a lot of people that, have me look at their credit reports, and they have all these different items on their credit report. And at some point, my question to you is all your efforts starting to become counterproductive? What I mean by that is, at some point, you are throwing money out the window. And what point is that? You see, when you're talking about revolving lines of credit, the whole reason why we're trying to add trade lines to your credit report is so that when you're trying to get approved for something, for financing, they already see that you have an established credit profile. When you are getting OxPublishing, Hutton, Chases, and all this other stuff, you have to ask, why are you getting this trade line? So let's walk through it. Why are you getting a MyJewelers and a New Coast Direct? I went back and forth with a gentleman in the comments about the MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct. Now, MyJewelers and New Coast Direct is a $5,000 trade line. MyJewelers reports to TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. New Coast only reports to TransUnion and Equifax. Right? They're both $5,000. You have to, out the door, once everything is said and done, you're probably going to spend about $200-300, right? The great thing about these accounts is that you're going to keep them for a long period of time. You're not getting them for the payment experience, meaning once you pay that, $120 item off, because that's what I usually recommend that you guys spend, just to show a couple of payments. Once you pay that off, you do not have to keep purchasing more items every time you use it. That's pretty much it. And so you're going to be able to keep this trade line on your credit report for a long period of time. And at that point, once everything is paid, you just pay $99. And I'm going to tell you a secret. With the MyJewelers account, if you call them up and talk to them, chances are they will lower that $99 per month, or $99 per year. So you just have that. And what you're using those two trade lines for is, one, to show that you have experience using a large credit limit. No company wants to be the first one to lend you credit. So when they see that you have a $5,000 trade line, chances are you're going to get a larger limit than if you just have a $250 secured credit card, or a low limit unsecured credit card, $200-300. If you have a unsecured or secured trade line around $200-300, chances are when you get your next card, it's going to be right around $200-300. So the way that I use the MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct is to bolster your credit profile a little bit, so that when you apply for your Discover It, let's say, or let's say some of you go out and you try and get, a Home Depot, a Lowe's, or whatever it is, when you apply for that card, chances are you're not going to get a low limit credit card. That's what I use the MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct for. Also, if you have a high utilization rate on your credit cards and you don't have one of these credit cards, chances are I can put a MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct on your credit report, and it's going to lower your utilization rate. So those are the reasons why I use those two accounts. The secure credit cards, the reason why I use secure credit cards is because you have to learn the discipline of using credit cards. And that's why I always try and get you guys to use a secure credit card, and hopefully it's a secure credit card that's going to graduate and send you your money back. But if you're just getting started, it's okay to start with an Opensky or something like that that's not going to graduate. But I try and get you guys to use the secure credit cards that are going to graduate first. Now, when you start talking about the Hutton chases and all this others, I don't know the reason. There's no reason for you to use a Hutton chase or an OxPublishing. Well, Ken, I need more credit. Well, why not go get credit that you're going to use at this point? Because at this point, if you get two secure credit cards, the MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct, and you go out and you get you an installment loan, whether it's an auto loan, a personal loan, student loans, or even a self-lender. If you just do those 5 things, at that point, you let your credit season. Getting more items added is not going to benefit you anymore if you just let your credit sit. Are you going to keep your Hutton chase? I don't know what the membership fees are for the Hutton chase. You guys could probably go in the description. Somebody's going to let me know. I don't know what the fees are for the OxPublishing. Go in the description. I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone that's going to let me know. So what is the benefit of getting these accounts? So you're just adding trade lines at this point for no rhyme or reason. Now, your Hutton chases, I very rarely see someone get approved for a large limit Hutton chase. Usually the approval is right around $250 to $1,000. Okay, so that's not a high limit. And the OxPublishing, I believe it's right around $2,500. But I ask you once again, are you going to keep this trade line for a long period of time? Now, I know there's going to be some of you that's going to come in the description. It's going to try and, argue with me about how great Hutton Chase is and how great OxPublishing is. It probably has a place if you're trying to lower your utilization. I get that. But if you're just building credit and you're just getting started, those 2 accounts, the MyJewelers New Coast Direct, as far as primary accounts, are probably the best accounts that you can get to build credit, because I don't know of any other accounts that's going to give you a $5,000 trade line. And so I always start with these accounts to get your foundation together. Once you get these accounts, just let it sit until you get to about 650 to 680. And just keep using them. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. Well, Ken, I got a bankruptcy. You're going to get there. Well, Ken, I got 60 collection accounts. You're going to get there. Just let these accounts build your credit up. Now, once you get to the point where you have these, if you want to go through a credit repair service or something like that, that's the time to do it. But before that, you're just wasting your money. But the MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct, you're not getting these accounts for the payment experience. It's not, hey, okay, every year I got to purchase something, or once I pay this off, I got to purchase something. No, just let the account sit. What you want your secure credit cards to do is show your payment experience. So you're going out using a very small percent of your secured or unsecured credit cards, 2 to 7%, or if you have a large amount of credit, let's say you have $100,000, you're not going to use 2% of $100,000. Just use what you can pay off at the end of the month, every month. And I get so many people, caught up. Well, should I wait until the due date? When should I pay it? When you get your bill, if you can connect it to like a Netflix or a membership or something like that, where they can automatically draft it out of your account, and you don't even have to worry about it, and put it on just auto pay, you have a system that is going to propel you for success from jump. Okay, and that's what you want to do, is you want to automate your success, and that way you don't have to worry about it. Because the more you have to deal with checking on your credit cards, and, every 15th I'm going to call all my credit cards up and check on them to make sure that, all my balances is taken care of. If you could just automate everything, chances are you're going to have less room for failure. So I'll always say, you know what, automate it, forget it, and, check on it every once in a while to make sure everything is okay. And sometimes what happens is these credit card companies will drop your checking account. So you do want to keep checking on it. Make sure that they didn't, for some odd reason, drop your checking account and they don't pull your monthly dues for that month. And next thing you know, you got a 30-day late on your credit report. So just be aware of everything that's going on in your personal finance, situation. As far as right now, what's going on in these times, this is the time to really hoard some cash. If you can get yourself in a situation where you could pay down some debt or just hold on to cash, this is the time that you want to do it. It's a really uncertain time, and you got to really focus on just being fiscally responsible, financially responsible, because you don't want to put yourself in a situation that's going to come to bite you later on down the road. There's a lot of people that's going to be put on furlough. There's a lot of people that's going to be unemployed. What is your plan? What are you doing to make sure that your finances are going to get you through this situation? Do you have the finances together that's going to get you through this situation? And that's what's going to help you get through it. Putting a plan together and making sure, okay, every dollar that I use is being used efficiently. And that goes back to what I was saying about the Hutton chases and the OxPublishing. I just believe in using every single dollar that I have, make that work as hard as it possibly can. And if I don't have an exact job description for that dollar, it needs to sit. And if I'm just going out getting trade lines for the sake of trade line, or secure credit cards for the sake of getting secure credit cards, I'm not being efficient with my money. And I just want you guys to understand, that's what I'm trying to get you guys to focus on, and not going out just get trade lines for the sake of trade lines. As far as authorized user accounts, how I think about authorized user accounts is this: if you guys put as much energy as you did in getting authorized users, like finding a good company for authorized users, and you guys put a lot of that energy finding a family member with good credit that they could just report that good credit on you, you'll be a lot far better off. Because a lot of you, what you guys are doing is you're trying to go through a company or something like that, and I get it if you cannot find somebody with good credit. But a lot of you have people that you could probably go to and say, hey, look, I'm just trying to build my credit up. Can you help me? But if you cannot do that, if you can't do that, are authorized users okay? Yes. But what you want to understand is authorized users don't stay on your credit report when you purchase them from somebody. They don't stay on your credit report for eternity. These accounts go on your credit report and they come right off. It's nothing like, okay, well, I'm just going to go get me an authorized user account, and 2-3 years later, when I'm ready to purchase a car, it's still going to be there. That's not the situation. What happens is, once you purchase that authorized user, you have about 60 days before that account goes off. Sometimes it stays on longer, but usually a good authorized user company is going to give you about 60 days. Now, we've been having a little, I don't know what you want to call it, a little situation in the authorized user space. One, there was a gentleman that was selling authorized users that don't sell them anymore. So people started saying, oh, it's going to be FICO 10 or something like that. I don't foresee that happening. I don't see that as a problem. If you really think about the FICO scores, right? Most financial institutions are still using FICO 8. Even though we got other like the FICO 9, the Ultra FICO. There's so many different FICO scores that come out. Even with this FICO 10 that comes out, I don't expect majority of the financial institutions to adopt FICO 10. They're still going to use probably FICO 8 or something like that. So I'm not really worried about, how authorized users, or I should say I wouldn't be worried about it too much. I know everybody's like, well, FICO 10 says that, we're not going to use authorized users. I just wouldn't worry about that too much if I were you guys. If you guys got an opportunity to get good AUs put on your credit score, it's going to help you. But just know that when you apply for this credit, it needs to be right around the time that you're applying for something. So I would say like 30 to 45 days before you apply for something, you get these authorized users put on your credit report. Okay? And just make sure that they're a reputable company and that, they have some testimonials to them, so that you know that you're just not throwing money down the drain and trusting people. I'm not going to go into that situation. There was a situation that happened where possibly it could have been real bad for a lot of people, but it looks like it's starting to turn around. Most of you guys know what I'm talking about, but if you are trying to get AUs, just make sure that you have a reputable company. And if you don't, you can reach out to me. Give me a call. I usually leave my phone number in the description, and we could talk about it, right? But I wouldn't just be going to any fly-by-night person just trying to buy AUs, because it's really, really expensive. And you guys know I really like using every single dollar and stretching it as long as I can. Look, I'm not going to make this a long video. I hope everyone's staying safe. Be blessed. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.